Do you ever wake up and you just don't want to adult? You'd rather play hooky instead? Well, let's talk about that. Hello. I'm Reverend Sharon Renae, and welcome to this week's Sunday Inspiration presented by Spiritually Centered. And today I want to talk about what we call in our family a Ferris Bueller day. Have you ever just woke up, even started about your day, and thought, I don't want to do this. I'd rather do something else instead. But yet you fight doing that something else instead, and that might be just resting, staying in your pajamas all day. But instead, you're thinking about all the obligations and all the things you've got to do, and you have to go to work because you want to eat and things like that. Sometimes we really just need time off. Sometimes even as kids, right, as children, sometimes they just need that little break, and sometimes they just don't feel like going to school. And I'm not talking about giving them 3 weeks off from school or you taking 3 weeks off of life. But sometimes we just need that day. And in that movie, Ferris Bueller, they did all kinds of things that day. I mean, they went to a fancy restaurant, they went to a ball game, they were in a parade, and he's singing, and all of those kinds of things, and all the things that you can do in a day. And Rick, if you know who Rick is my husband, but he taught me about Ferris Bueller days, and I took my very first Ferris Bueller day with him, and we were actually on our way to work. And he said, I don't want to go to work today. And I said, I don't either. And he says, okay, we're taking a Ferris Bueller day. And I says, a what? And he says, a Ferris Bueller day. And in that day, we went to the IHOP. We went to the movies. We played mini golf. We went bowling and went out to lunch and went and had Swenson's ice cream. We did all of those things in that day and still got home in time to pick our son up from school. So we were able to cram all those wonderful things in, but it was like such a wonderful day. And it just really filled me up well. And sometimes we just need to allow ourselves that spontaneity, that time, because what happens is if we keep doing things that we have to do, we become very resentful, and then in that resentment, we get angry, and then in that anger, we get more mad, and then it builds to like even this depressive state, and we cannot really function without, we just have that anger, that frustration, and we feel so obligated to everybody else. And we will say, well, if it was just me and I only had me to take care of or worry about, I would do blah, blah, blah. I'm going to invite you to really think about doing blah, blah, blah and asking the people around you, what would they like to do? And I know that in some cases you might be a caregiver and you might have a spouse with some memory loss or some dementia or needs care. Don't forget that you need care too. And so, call that person. I was saying, I will come in and watch them. I will sit with them for a while. And we go, no, because we know the routine. Give them that opportunity because too, that your partner, your spouse, whoever's needing that caregiving might really enjoy that change of events for that day because they've got somebody new that's there, that's showing up, that's going to have conversations with them that they haven't had. It's going to treat them different than we would treat them. So allow yourself to call them and ask for them to come over that day and to go and take care of yourself. So this is kind of like this self-care thing. It's not about bucking the system. And two, we can take that movie and from a metaphysical term, we can say that the main character, Ferris, is trusting his intuition that today is not the day for me to stick with my routine. I need to have different experiences. And we can consider the principal who was like out to get Ferris, right? And trying to find him and to tell on him and to catch him. That can be our mental state. That can be that ego part of us not trusting our intuition to need the freedom of the moment. And that principle is that driving force behind all of the guilt and all of the shoulds and all of the things that we should be doing. So really, there's this wonderful opportunity for learning a lesson here in that movie, right? But it's like we will hound ourselves about why we can't. And what if somebody finds out? Or what if, somebody doesn't like it? Let's give ourselves permission and let's give ourselves the grace to go, you know what? Today is going to be a creative day for me. Today, I'm going to sit and I'm going to just read a book and curl up. Today, I am going to go do something I've never done before. Allow yourself room in your life for the unexpected, for the joy to come in. And sometimes we can get so many things done in that adventure when we allow ourselves and we don't tell ourselves all the reasons why we can't. And I'm still here. It was a vacation day that I took. Yes, I gave notice, called and said I'm not coming in. Nothing bad happened. Wonderful things happened. And that was the day I fell in love. That was the day. So allow yourself to fall in love with your life, to fall in love again. All right? And until next time, namaste.